Ugh. Anyway, guys. Hey, obviously, I didn't post a video yesterday. And I wanted to explain to you exactly what happened, why I didn't post a video, and hopefully something that you guys could avoid. So, yesterday was Friday. I woke up at my normal time, 6 o'clock in the morning. And my morning was normal. I left around 7:10, went to work. got there and started my morning. Everything was kind of fine, dandy, and normal until about 9 o'clock came around. 9 o'clock came around, and I started having migraines. I started having weird, pains and headaches and stuff. My body started hurting. And at one point in time, my right hand started tingling really bad. It was kind of like a numbing tingling, and no matter how many times I shook or wiggled my arms and stuff, I couldn't get rid of it, and it was kind of a little worrisome because when I looked down at my right hand, it was white, and it was cold, and it was tingling, and I couldn't get rid of it. Early in the day, and I mean earlier, like 8 o'clock ish, we had this big box that I picked up to bring over to my department, and it weighs like about 60 pounds, give or take. And I picked it up and I brought it to my department. About 20-30 minutes later, that's when I started having these pains. So I thought maybe, okay, I kind of might have pinched a nerve or something along that nature. I'm peeling an egg as we talk, and I'm going to get into why I'm eating in this morning when I normally wouldn't. This all has to tie into it. So, I still have pain. My back still has I have a little pain in my back still. But I'm getting better. Anyway. Nothing like egg with a little salt. It's calcium. Anyway, so I couldn't move the box. The box was way too fucking heavy. After the fact, right? So in the morning, I moved this box over by me, and then all of a sudden, I couldn't lift it. Like 20 minutes later, when something fell down behind it, and I tried to grab it, and I was like, "What the hell?" At that point in time, I was nauseous. I had migraines that wouldn't stop. The whole room around me just kept feeling like it was spinning in this centrifugal force field. My arm was numb. No matter how many times I shook it up and down, I couldn't get it to stop tingling. Now it doesn't hurt. My hand is back to being pink. So that's good. And then I started having these basically my chest started hurting, like heartburn. But it would come in spurts. So it was very mild, and then it would last for maybe 2 seconds, and it would go away, and then it would come back a couple minutes later. And it kept doing this over and over again. Up until about 12 o'clock is when things got really severe. 12 o'clock, I told one of our managers that, hey, I might have to go home early. I'm not feeling good. I don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, I got extreme migraine. I was like, I'm nauseous as can be. I'm getting really dizzy. And I was like, I've been starting to have some chest pains. And he was like, hey, if you want to call for an ambulance, call for an ambulance. He goes, chest pains is not good. Because being most of the people that work there, 2 guys have had heart attacks while working there. But they're also, overweight in their 50s, and they chain smoke, so it's not a big surprise. So my lower back hurts, so I'm just trying to maneuver a certain way. and being the other thing is being that I've been on this diet and I've been on this health kick as well, I threw out all my pills. I mean, I do have some aspirins and stuff in front of me, but I'm trying not to take them. Those are my final resorts. A couple of oxys that I've had since my surgery, and a couple of Advil. So I'm already on a different planet. I don't need to go on another planet. So Anyway, he's like, all right, no problem. Let me know, if you need to, so on and so forth. Sorry. I also have a runny nose, a cough, and yeah, my nose just won't stop running. It's fucking driving me nuts. So anyway, I usually leave work at 5, and this is like just about 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, I've never done this so far at this job. I actually went to my Suburban, and I laid down, I put the seat down, and I closed my eyes, I set my alarm, and I went to sleep. Never done that at this job so far. Usually I sit behind my desk, I putz around on the computer, I go sit outside. Nope, I actually went into my Suburban and just put the seat back and went to sleep for half an hour. A little over half an hour because I woke up a little past the time I was supposed to go back in. So, I get back inside, and from the walk from my Suburban to where my office is was a little interesting because I was so out of it that I could barely walk, and I just felt like the whole world was spinning around me, and I knew something wasn't right. So I finally get back to my desk, and I'm sitting there, and my chest was just hurting and hurting and hurting and hurting. I'm drinking water like there's no tomorrow. I'm looking online, what the hell this could be. Around 1:40, I finally called it quits. I couldn't stay at work any longer. My chest was hurting. I was dizzy. My head was pounding. I felt like I was going to throw up several times. And I started noticing some of the other side effects, such as, like, I was having, like, slurred speech and so on and so forth, which these are all side effects of ironically not taking in enough carbohydrates on the carnivore diet. This is one of the first side effects, and I'm 2 weeks into it, and this is where things usually start happening because I'm not taking in any carbs whatsoever. So my body had burnt off those carbs pretty quick. But if I go back and I think about before I started the diet, I was basically almost doing a borderline carnivore diet to begin with, because other than like pasta, chips, ice cream, and beer, I mean, I was basically doing the carnivore diet as it was. I don't eat salads. I hardly eat fruits and vegetables. The only fruits I eat are like, the raspberries from the raspberry bush outside my house. Other than that, that's it. So, what I'm going to do... Oh, I'll finish what I'm saying. So, I got home, and from the time I got home to the time to now was one hell of a roller coaster of a ride. My chest was hurting me nonstop to the point where it felt like somebody had a knife. They stuck at my chest and they started spinning it and spinning it and spinning it. I was sweating. I was hot. I was cold. My head was hurting. My body was hurting. I was in so much pain when I got home, and for most of the night, I was in so much pain. I'm looking online, and it turns out to be is that the past couple days we weren't taking in a lot of fats. And because we weren't taking in a lot of fats, our bodies, well, my body, wasn't producing enough glucose. My body didn't have enough glucose. So I started going through this phase. But also, a lot of stuff I looked up with the diet is this thing called the carnivore flu. And I'm going to read that to you guys as well. How did I combat that? Well, last night I had my leftover meat from the night before. When I got home, I had a little bit of that. several bottles of water. And then last night I had my mother cook up 4 packs of bacon, because that's the easiest way to get a lot of fat. So she cooked up a lot of the bacon, and I had a couple pieces of bacon. And ironically, after like several pieces of bacon, my chest pain went away. Go figure, right? So you have chest pain, right? And your doctor says it's from eating a lot of bacon, and it means you're going to have a heart attack. But meanwhile, last night I had chest pain, and I used bacon to stop it. Go figure, right? Like they always say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Yeah, right. Unless that doctor's lacing it with COVID. Okay. All that fat. Couple strips of fatty, greasy bacon. Stop the migraines, the chest pain, majority of my body stopped hurting. The more I ate, well, doesn't stop it right away. Because you gotta remember, by the time you eat this, okay, that's what people forget. And this goes for everything, not even the carnivore diet. If I eat this now, and the last tip of it goes in my mouth and down my throat, it will not affect my body for a good 20 to half an hour later. So from 20 minutes to half an hour, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, I will not start receiving the effects of it. So after like 4 or 5 strips of bacon and several bottles of water, about half an hour later, I started, all of a sudden, all the pain, all the migraine started dissipating, and the chest pain just like went away. I was actually able to go to sleep. Fast forward to now. My back hurts a little bit. My chest isn't hurting. My hand's not numb. My body's a little achy. I have a runny nose and a mild cough. I get a little equilibrium messed up when I go to stand up and move. So I kind of get a little of that. My head hurt just now when I coughed, but that's also from coughing constantly. I had some diarrhea in the morning. So that's my current standings. But I'm going to read off what I found here, and we're going to go through that. So, there's something called the carnivore diet flu. During the adaptation period, you'll experience several adverse symptoms and side effects. Thanks to your body's natural response to a zero-carb diet and removal of excess additives, nausea and flu are some of the temporary side effects you'll likely experience, but they generally go away after 2 to 4 weeks. Wait. Okay. So, let's go here. Carnivore diet side effects arise during the adaptation phase, which is where we're at. when the body transitions from carbs to fats for energy, causing flu-like symptoms, dehydration, and craving. So, for the next month or so, instead of doing the four to five water minimum a day or maximum, I'm basically going to be drinking water nonstop all day. I'm going to be treating water like it was a beer. Just drink a bottle of water because it's there, which now it's hard for me to do that because for the past 2 weeks I've been training myself not to drink it because it's there. Now I have to go back to where it was and drink it because it's there. Because I'm going to be having dehydration. Adaptation phase encompasses brain fog, headaches, mood swings, digestion issues, fatigue, insomnia, and dehydration. Yet again. To manage side effects, individuals can consume more or can consume more or higher quality meats. So now I have to start actually eating more to deal with this, because it says maintain hydration, use electrolyte supplements, and take specific digestive supplements. I'm not really going to do any supplements, but what to expect. Brain fog or trouble focusing, occasional headaches often due to dehydration, mood swings as your hormones adjust, disruptive bowel movements last more and less frequent as possible. Nausea can happen if you get your meal timing wrong. Digestive problems as your gallbladder adjusts, fatigue from a lack of easily accessible glucose, insomnia from restless leg and increased need to pee, dehydration through a glycine reduction, and food cravings for your favorite donut or some broccoli. Not. Fluid rebalancing. Let's see. Before you get overly excited, you'll need to see massive weight loss for the first days to 2 weeks on the carnivore diet, which we've already passed. Your glucose levels drop and your body will tap into glucose reserves. And because each gram of glucose ties to 3 grams of water, you can easily lose weight from flushing out 4 to 6 pounds of water. Wow. So, I might be having some interesting issues for the next 2 to 4 weeks. Then, this other website I looked at, there's diarrhea. Constipation, not there. Oh, constipation, that's what the bone broth was for. Yeah, so if you're having constipation, drink the bone broth. Okay. Huh. Okay, so for nausea, it says nausea is symptom that occurred during the transition to carnivore, which is where I'm at now. A way of fixing that is to rebalance your electrolyte. Consume 12 grams or 2 teaspoons of salt per day in the first few days of adapting to the carnivore diet. Once adapted, it's recommended that you consume at least 5 grams of salt daily to avoid constipation and other symptoms like headache and constipation. So today I gotta consume like 12 grams of salt somehow or another. Spectacular. Huh. To help combat other issues while on the carnivore diet, drink more water. The one rule of thumb that can help is to drink half of your body weight in ounces per day. So let's see. So I weigh roughly 200 pounds, a little over 200, but we're going to just round it down to 200. So I'm 100 ounces. 100 ounces divided by 17. Oh, so I'm already doing more than that. So these are 16, rounded them up to 17. I need to drink 5.8 of these a day. I'm doing more than that. It says one rule of thumb that can help. Yeah, drink half your body weight in ounces. Well, that's at 200. So at 250 is where I was. 230, I think I was at. Let's just say 240 for the hell of it. 240 divided by 17. I need to actually drink 14 of these a day. That's more like it. So I got to drink 14 bottles of water a day to maintain my hydration during this insane period of time. So, yeah, that's gonna be a lot of water I got to drink. But if I want to keep myself from having these massive migraines and shit, I gotta do that. So yeah, basically from the looks of everything that's being said online during this stage, I'm gonna have to drink tons and tons of water. And it looks like to have at least 3 meals a day. So by the looks of things, looks like I'll have to have like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I'll probably have like a couple eggs, 1 or 2 eggs in the morning, and then for lunch I might have like either an egg or a couple strips of bacon. Because 2 or 3 strips of bacon here is kind of like plenty for me right now. Like I'm not hungry anymore, so I'm not gonna eat more. I'm not gonna eat this guy.
Yeah, I got 1 egg to go. And
I'm sorry, I'm still filming, please. And I have this egg. So, anyway, guys, I'm gonna finish eating the rest of this egg. I will talk to you guys later, but for the next week or two, looks like I'm gonna have the carnivore flu. But plus side of things, I'm still sober. Um, it's a rough batch, but once I get past it, then everything else is great, and it's all positive from here. So I will shoot a video later and let you know, guys, if I'm feeling any better, which I probably won't be, but see what happened. Come 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I'm going to come up with a time that, alright, this is the time I eat, and I'm going to stick to it. And that's it. Later.